Okay, today I'm gonna demo the probe. I completed it. So right now I click the probe. Made some. Right now I'm only using 3D Touch probe. So there's a graphic representation in here. So I'm gonna. This is the Raspberry Pi running. I'm gonna do it on here on the because it's much easier to demo in here. So on the this is an horizontal. That's the vertical, but it works the same. So this is basically doing a remote. Both are actually remote. They're not the same host. So 3D Touch Pro, there we have a probing axis, center, outer. So these are all the inputs. Start with a simple one, Z. So you see there's a block, there's a 3D probe rendering. Actually, if I press this as instruction, it will turn red. So here it will turn red. Actually, it's also appear here. So the graphics is also indicator for the state. Right now I disabled the requirements to trigger this because I'm doing a testing. And also you notice I also put a jog in here, so you don't need to go to the main screen just to reposition your probe or spindle. So let's do a Z homing, also probing. You can even see the graphics is turning red. There we go. Okay, and then let's do the XY Z. So in here, there's a four corners selected. That's also clickable. So if you click that the probe is also moving. Oh, there's actually a bug. That one is missing. I mean, there can only be one corner to probe, so I might need to figure that out. So that one is showing where to put the probe and what corner it is. On X and Y, it shows to put it below the material, which is usually what we're doing. So let's do the X and Y first. So let's say suggested it's put down that corner. So I'm gonna jog it. So this again, the beauty of the jog is still here. I don't need to close it. Okay. Oops. There you go. And then let's do probe. You should actually also disable the controls here real time because it's already in the middle of probing. Okay, it's done. So it should be. It's not data center because right now this thing is moving. It's too light, and I don't wanna fix it on my board because this helped me to protect my my probe in case I mess up. So it's not really bolted on my wasteboard. Okay, that works, and you can also do a different corner. So every different corner should move it like in here. Actually, let's do that. So we'll start. Yeah, so far it works. Let's see if it has a right Y orientation. There we go. It works correct because the one we did before, they are the same x-axis, but on the y it's reversed. Now for the y and sorry, x, so x and y is the same, so I don't need to demo that. The only difference is you need to lower the spindle because it's not gonna perform the z. So for y, the graphics change to, you can only just select the edge. For example, here, we'll do the edge. We'll just lower it down. Okay, that's probably good enough. And then let's start probing the X edge. Okay, and then you can do other side, and if you do Y, it rotate, you can click that and click that. Real time, it will tell you what's the suggested position where to put the probe. Now, the cool part is the center inner and the center outer. So let's do the center outer first. So critical is we need to put the dimension of the material we're probing. So let's position first to the center, not dead center, because that's the idea. Is you need to find the center. So I'm gonna intentionally put this on off center as the starting point. So this is supposed to be usually the center. There's already a marker on that. I'm gonna put it on a little bit on up on the X, and also gonna put it up on the Y. So that's now both off. So I know the dimension of this is 100 by 50 millimeter. I already measured with a caliper, but we need to put it here. It doesn't need to be accurate because the purpose of finding the center is you should adopt it. So I can actually put off 98, today 52. So I'm not even following the right dimension of the caliper I measured, but it's still gonna work. So let's start. You're gonna probe the Z first. It's optional, but I wanna probe just in case like you have a material that doesn't, it's a hole in the middle, and you're gonna do Z probe and you only care about finding the dead center. You can also use the outside or inside. I'll show you the inside one. So done. And you notice there's a different speed movement. There's a rapid movement, there's a seek movement, there's a bounce movement. Those are the speed. It only does the G0 movement if it's already known the path that it's been, it went to that path before and it's clear, it can use the G0. Other than that, it's gonna use move away probing functionality because that's safer. If you do a move away and it hits something, it will immediately stop. Actually, I can demo that. So see, now it's dead center. So I can demo that in case it hits something that it doesn't anticipate, it will stop. Okay, I'm gonna put my finger here, somewhere here. Hopefully it doesn't cut my finger. There you go. It stopped because I'm using a move away functionality instead of just moving. So that the purpose of that is while it's moving, it senses that I'm gonna move on this area. I should not be expecting something to hit or trigger me. So that, and if something triggered me, it's almost opposite of the probing. If something triggers me, I'm gonna hit the alarm. So let's close unlock the alarm, and then move it again. So I'm gonna move. So we're done here. Let's go to the center. The center works if you go to the image. So it needs to be on inside the hole. It can be a circle, it can be a square, should work, or a rectangle, it should work, but because we're gonna put the X and Y dimension anyway. Same thing here, I'm gonna lower it as suggested on the image. And then I'm gonna, okay, just to say this is also gonna work here. The only reason I don't use this is because it's a Raspberry Pi. It's not as powerful of this one, so the graphics, it's a little bit delayed. But it works, it's just not as responsive as this one. So now I'm gonna, okay, and also, don't have a keyboard, so I'm gonna go back here. And then I know the dimension of that square hole is around 65 by 65. Again, not to be accurate, only to be accurate. And then the diameter, by the way, forgot, this is 2 supposed to be. But this only, diameter is only matters if for any other type of access probing, because it needs to compensate on the thickness of their tool. But in finding center, it doesn't matter because it just need to touch it as long as it's uniform on all sided when it touches. So it doesn't matter what's the diameter of your bit. So now let's start. There you go. Again, you see that rapid movement because it already calculated that it can do rapid movement with that measurement that we entered. There you go. Set that in the center. So let's do one more. This time let's do the center. Actually the circle. Okay, that's way off. You need to be at least center. I think maybe an inch off is fine. If it's more than that, I think you're gonna trigger the safe alarm that I added. So let's do again. Let's click start. Oops, like that. See what happened? I mess up because I forgot to change the dimension. I think this hole is supposed to be around 30. So that's a good thing we have a safety feature, because if I just do a normal move, I'm gonna break my needle. So let's unlock it. Let's go back to the probe, and then let's move. Oops, too much. This time I'm gonna put 30 by 30. Okay, let's start. Hopefully this works. Oh, there you go. Slow down, closing to the edge. There you go. That's deadly, like perfectly centered. There you go. So this is not a static image, by the way. This is actually a graphics. I have a 3D rendering, so I can even rotate if I want to. But I think I'm gonna lock this to a specific angle. So to avoid unnecessary movement, I'm just using it for troubleshooting and finding the perfect angle to make the static angle or view. Or I'll probably just keep it. Just double click, like if you mess up, just double tap it or click it, it will go back to the original default view or camera view. Yeah, there you go.